And we welcome you back to the Steve Malzberg Show, and we're joined right now by our friend Charles Payne, Fox Business Network host and contributor. Hello, Charles. Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Merry Christmas.
To you and your entire family. So let's talk a little bit about this whole Duck Dynasty thing from a business perspective, as I alluded to with Gregory Angelo, Executive Director of Log Cabin Republicans before. Cracker Barrel reversed itself, and they're putting the items back on the shelves. And, of course, Walmart sold out of Duck Dynasty items. And I know that the network, A&E, has been getting letters and phone calls like never before. You have very strong opinions about what A&E did, correct?
Well, it felt a little disingenuous. You know what I mean? It's I don't know if they were surprised with Phil Robertson's point of view, or they didn't want him to voice it, even though I'm sure that their PR person was involved with the interview in the first place. If they thought maybe it was a politically correct thing to do, react first and see where the chips fall thereafter. But it's a very puzzling how they responded to all of this, and it's almost disingenuous, to be quite honest with you. And to be quite frank, I was even more shocked initially when I read Cracker Barrel was pulling the items. Now, to their credit, they sort of reverse themselves fairly quickly, which, by the way, you don't see a lot in corporate America, so you do have to tip your hat to that.
Yeah, but they were responding to public pressure. Now, you're right, though. Usually the public pressure, the kind that I'm sure the LBGT community or the radical groups therein put on A&E, played a big part in what A&E did, but you don't usually see it work the other way, like with Cracker Barrel.
You don't, and I make some parallels to the Chick-fil-A
right.
situation, because you had again somebody who was voicing their religious views. Although in that particular case, it wasn't a public figure, which sort of made that even more, a curiosity. I mean, I don't know. It's not even in my mind whether you agree with what Phil said or not, but where are we going to be with respect to the new rules? And I guess social media brings these new rules out, and to a large degree, a lot of people get on social media to be outrageous. Now, this was a traditional magazine article, GQ, but it hit the social media, and it spread like wildfire.
Right.
And
well, that's why. I tell my son all the time, not that he's a public figure, but he got a Twitter account. He uses a different name, and his friends know who he is on the Twitter. But I said, you've got to be so careful. Oh, I'm going to retweet this. I said, you better watch yourself, because even if you erase a tweet, it's there forever. And you have a kid. I think he's around my son's age, and we're living in a whole new world that we don't even understand yet fully.
Well, I think that's because it's evolving.
Right.
There's no set standard for any of this stuff. And, and also, let's face it, there are people out there who do go out and they go on Facebook and they go on Twitter with the sole purpose of being outrageous. Now, I think it backfired on this PR woman from IAC.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, here's what's interesting, Charles. We're talking about this woman who was going to South Africa, and she said, hope I don't get AIDS. Only kidding, I'm white. Something to that effect. And they fired her even before her plane landed, apparently. But Steve Martin... and they've been reporting this all day, for instance, on CNN. Steve Martin, and this is how they phrase it, also tweeted what many consider to be a racist tweet, but they don't tell you what it is.
Yeah, I saw it,
They're protecting him. Yeah, but what...
I saw it somewhere, and someone screen saved it, so I did get a chance to see it, and it was a kind of corny joke. It was some African-American corny joke, but it is interesting that it came on the heels of him meeting with President Obama a week or so ago, and I guess he had a cold, so he gave him the elbow instead of shaking his hand.
Right, remember that one?
Can you imagine, though? And I think this is another great angle to this whole story. The double standard is absolutely amazing. When someone like an Alec Baldwin can get away with not just having a view on something based on religion, but cursing people out, derogatory comments toward gays and lesbians out in the public all the time, and he gets shows and he gets commercials and he gets movies. Hey, guys, you can't have it both ways. If this offends you, then it's got to offend you across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking to Charles Payne, the Fox Business Network, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. And, of course, your great website, sir?
wstreet.com.
Yeah, let's not forget wstreet.com. Lots of great financial information and stock picks. I know you're the master at stock picking, but I want to ask you about Obamacare here. They extended the deadline again until tomorrow. King Obama, who I like to call Dr. Obama, so Dr. King Obama, or no, that doesn't sound right. King Dr. Obama. I don't want to slur the name of Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. King Obama decided people need an extra day, so they extended it till Christmas. Like on Christmas, that's what people are going to be doing. But it just doesn't end. The extensions, there's a new poll out today that shows 35% approval for Obamacare, the lowest ever.
Yeah.
I think it's a CNBC poll. That's just incredible.
It is incredible. I think it was a CNN poll, which is even worse for him.
Yeah, maybe.
And let me tell you something. This thing is, and I don't know if any of listeners can identify with this, but unfortunately I have to drive down 48th Street coming off the West Side Highway. And after a decade of, I don't know why, but there's always something they're fixing there. There's always construction, and the road comes back. It's sloppy. There are metal plates. There's tar. There's concrete. There's asphalt. I mean, when I drive down there, I'm thinking I could be in Calcutta circa 1908. I mean, this is how the healthcare law is looking. It's just nothing but a series of patchwork at this point.
Right.
And it's ridiculous. You're going to 24 hours? I mean, was he at the basketball game in Hawaii and had this great epiphany? Hey, let me give these guys. Maybe that game went into overtime, and that's how he had this.
I don't know, but
epiphany.
I know his brother-in-law lost.
Again.
Yeah. Whenever he's there, I think they lost. No, actually, whenever he's there, they win. This was the first time they lost, but nonetheless,
his record ain't too good either. But,
no. But there's a picture. Drudge had a great picture up there of him and Michelle, and it's like, come on, cheer up! It's Christmas. They looked like they were ready to just lose it from a negative point of view. Anyway, you're right. It was a
scene. There weren't any sexy foreign dignitaries there from Denmark.
What? No cheer. The caption should have been what? No cheerleaders. Anyway, it was a CNN poll. Hey, Charles, have a great holiday. We'll speak to you next year.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Charles Payne, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. When we come back, picture this. Al Sharpton has a town hall meeting in Chicago. It's in Illinois. Yeah, Chicago. And guess what it turns into? It turns into a wannabe Tea Party with 99% of the people African Americans blasting Rahm Emanuel, blasting the Democrats, saying we need a Tea Party-like organization. We need to vote these people out. Let's put the blame where the blame belongs. Wow. You're going to hear from the man who led the charge at that Al Sharpton Town Hall event right here on the Steve Malzberg Show, Newsmax TV and radio.